When you think of Fortnite, you might think of the characters, the guns, the maps, the live events, but do you think about the lobby backgrounds? An often overlooked and forgotten part of a Fortnite season that is actually one of the most important aspects to making a season memorable and keeping the theme really good? So, I took it upon myself to rank every single one of Fortnite's season lobby backgrounds, which means I won't be including the Fortnite lobby backgrounds, or the Winterfest ones, or the collab ones, or only the season ones. So we'll kind of operate this the same as last time. We'll go through each lobby background in a chapter, and then at the end I'll say which one I like the most, and at the end I'll rate all of them. Starting off, we got the OG lobby background, which was in the game from Chapter 1 Season 1 to Chapter 1 Season 3. This is a very simple lobby background which worked really well at the time, but let's be real, it ain't all that. You know, there'll be one kid in the comments saying that this is the best lobby background of all time and these new gens don't understand. It's good, but it isn't the best. Next, we've got the first ever new lobby background, which is in the game for Chapter 1 Season 4. Now, I've got to say, this lobby background is iconic, you can't even lie. It has the meteor sight right behind where the player stands, which lets the player know exactly what's gone down before they even get into their first match. You've even got the Imagined Order cars in the background there before they were called the Imagined Order, and everyone just called them the government. This is also a Save the World background, but who cares? Next, we've got the Season 5 lobby background, and I won't lie, this is pretty good. Although I think this was also another Save the World background that they used for Battle Royale, but we're just gonna ignore that. It shows the desert, which is kind of all they really needed to do, but they also had the rift in the sky just to remind players that they weren't done with the rift just yet. This key art is really good. Next, we've got the Season 6 lobby background. Guys, this one's really good. You had the little darkness thingies around the player, and you had the cube flying in the distance and the loot lake, and oh, it's just great. Season 7 was also pretty good. It showed the snow biome and the plains and that weird little thing in the background, which everyone was convinced was the cube, and it turned out to be nothing. I don't know why it was there. Now, Season 8's lobby background was really good. It showed off the theme and stuff great. Except I have some issues with it. Lazy Lagoon was not that close to the volcano. In fact, the little town next to Lazy Lagoon is completely gone. The volcano has grass on top of it, which it did not have in the actual game, and the lava is coming out of the complete wrong end of the volcano, and it's flowing onto where Tomato Temple should be. You're probably sat there at home right now thinking, oh, wow, he's getting a bit irritated over some inconsistencies, and not really. The real reason I hate this lobby background is because this was that period in Fortnite where everyone had those weird lip sync animations in the lobby that I hated them so much. For me, Season 9 has the first stinker on this list. Like, I just don't like it. It's too purple for me. You've got Neo Tilted there in the background, and we're just in some kind of like lame side part of Neo Tilted. Like, no, get me in there. Yeah, it shows off the theme quite well, but that just doesn't make it any more appealing to me. Now, Season X's lobby background seems to be a remix of the original lobby background, and if that's what we're going for, then they did a really good job. It looks so much more visually interesting than the first one. Like, you've even got the little reflection. Like, wow. So epic. The only problem is that this lobby background stinks for telling us what the theme of the season is. Like, I look at that and I start thinking we've gone to, like, Twitter now. So we finished Chapter 1. And if I had to pick a favorite, which I do, I think I'm gonna have to go with Season 4's lobby background. It's just so clean and it gets the theme across so well that it just has to win. Come on, guys. Next, we've got Chapter 2 Season 1, which is already off to a great start. They've kind of done another remix of the original lobby background here, and it looks so much better, like, don't even lie. The only bad thing is that it doesn't show any of the new map, and considering that it's an entirely new map, I would have thought Epic would want to show off that as much as possible. Next, we get an immediate downgrade with Chapter 2 Season 2. It's a grey wall with a logo on. Boring. Now, I think the lobby background was so simple because in the Battle Pass tab, we had this amazing dynamic little menu, which they should really bring back. But guess what? This isn't a dynamic Battle Pass little menu ranking video. This is a lobby ranking video. Get out! This one is better, but only by a little bit. Like, we have a season where the whole island has been flooded, but you think, no. Let's put them on a random building. This is better than the last one, but only by a little bit. What's the next one? Okay, now this is better. Chapter 2, Season 4. You have the helicarrier, which showed off the season's theme well, but it's kind of boring. It's just not as interesting as some of the others have been. Like, you know what I mean? Now we have the Chapter 2 Season 5 lobby background, which in my opinion is a step up from the previous few. There's a little bit more color here, and it actually shows a POI that's on the map, which is probably what they should have done last season too. The only problem is that it's a season based around the 0 point, And it's nowhere to be seen. Why did they do that? Next, we have Chapter 2, Season 6, which is the most colorful one we've had in a while. Finally, they show off the map changes, the new biomes, and the whole point of the season all in one image. This one's good. Chapter 2, Season 7's lobby background is really good. I don't think I have to say why, just look at it. Next, you have Chapter 2, Season 8, which has a great background. Except it looks like poo in the game. Now, my favorite from Chapter 2 is by far Chapter 2 Season 7's background. I don't think I have to explain myself here. Half of the other ones were stinky and the other half weren't anywhere near as good as this one. Now, in Chapter 3, we're already off to a great start. We have a new map and they're actually showing it off. Wow. And they chose a good POI for it too. Sanctuary was one of the most iconic Chapter 3 POIs just behind Tilted Towers, and this is a good start to Chapter 3. And they carry it forward with a very simple yet effective background of Covert Cavern, which was great. Unfortunately, the better lobby backgrounds for this season weren't the main ones, so they don't count. Let's keep going. Does Chapter 3 miss? This background is great too. You've got the POIs, the new biome, it's great. The only thing I'd say it could use a bit more of is the reality tree biome, because it isn't really prominent in this image. And finally, for Chapter 3, we have the Vibin background, which is another beautiful, simple background which shows off the new biomes and POIs really well by also conveying the season's theme off really good. It's great. I think Chapter 3 was the first chapter with no misses when it comes to lobby backgrounds. But since I've got to pick a favorite, it's going to Vibin. Even though everything is in the wrong place, it still looks amazing. Chapter 4 starts with a banger. This background was so good they turned it into a loading screen. Season 1s are always the toughest because they don't typically have a theme and you also have to show off the new map in one single image. This one kind of stinks at showing off the map, but this background is so good I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 booms on the boom meter. Anyway, and Season 2's is even better. Oh my god. This season probably had the best visuals out of any Fortnite season of all time. Epic, please go back to this art style, I beg you. By the time this video comes out, Chapter 6 is probably out, so tell me. Did they bring it back? Next is Season 3, and the best thing about Season 3 is its lobby background, because Jesus Christ, that's a good background if I don't say so myself. Season 4's is fine. Like, I mean, it's okay. The winner is Season 2, let's be honest. Chapter 5 opens with a stinker, if you ask me. Like, the map was so boring in Season 1 that they had to show off a random building. Why didn't they show off the train? That was like the whole bit of the season. Season 2 does it a little better by having a really pretty looking background, while also showing off the Olympus POI in a really cool way, while also teasing the live event. Even though it's not really a teaser. The statue was kind of just chilling, really. Season 3's background isn't really anything to write home about, and if you're writing home about Fortnite lobby backgrounds, you've got issues. Season 4's kind of smells too, I won't lie. It's just not very interesting to look at. The colors are really dull, which has been a running theme with Chapter 5 in general, except for this one. This one was really good. Finally, we have the Chapter 2 remix one, which is so much better than the Chapter 2 Season 2 one, but I mean, it's nothing really amazing. The winner of Chapter 5 is Chapter 5 Season 2. Okay, so who's the winner? Unlike last time I ranked random Fortnite things, I do actually have an answer this time. I think it goes to Chapter 4 Season 2 Mega. Like, look how amazing this looks. Oh my god.